Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, they feel really nice.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, look at that shine.
Wow. Yo, it is a balmy 68 degrees in Downers Grove, Illinois, which is the perfect weather to go and run a mile in your garage, down and back, not 50 times, not 100 times, but 200 times in 25-foot increments. That's right, if you follow along with the season, you'll see that the age group quarterfinals just got released, and we're talking about the third test. I just started running the camera. I saw the third test and it's time to talk. 2 sets of 50 shuttle runs. It both begins and it completes the workout. And I feel for the people who need to watch that. You're on the review team, you gotta make sure that they did 50 shuttle runs. And this reminds me of a job that I had when I was 16 years old. Not really a job as much as one of my buddy's friends said, hey, you wanna come make some money and work at my place of business? And I said, sure. I remember it was like $100, and $100 to a 16-year-old is like freaking striking gold. I didn't really know what the job was, but I had to be there at 6 a.m. And like every other 16-year-old that you've ever met, I didn't go to bed before midnight ever. So you show up and you find out that it's a metal detection facility. So this buddy of mine, his dad had a place where they would send in pallets and pallets and pallets of cereal and meat and whatever. I mean, freaking shampoos, you name it. Companies wanted to make sure that pieces of metal from the machinery didn't fall into their product as it was being put through the assembly line. So this is kind of the last ditch effort to make sure that everything was able to be shelvable so they didn't have a lawsuit on their hands. And what my buddy's dad's company had was a big freaking x-ray machine. Like the size of this garage. It was massive. And there were 4 separate little cubbies where you just kind of went in there, you put the hood up, and you sat there and you stared at boxes all day. It was a team of maybe 12 to 15 of them at which I would be partaking. And every 30 minutes or so, there was a giant siren that went off. So you had to rotate. So you would just shift down the line. The people at the front of the line would load up the conveyor belt where stuff was being shuttled through this x-ray machine. There were, of course, those allotment slots with the little hood where you just kind of went into the dark and you just stared at a screen every 30 minutes. You'd just jolt and you'd go into the next spot. And I was curious what that giant siren was for. And I also didn't know why there needed to be 4 people looking for metal. Why couldn't there just be one really good person looking for metal? Well, it turns out everyone falls asleep on those lines. At least that's what they told me, and I didn't believe them until maybe 9, 10, 11 o'clock rolled around. You're doing that from 6:30 until 2 or 3 p.m. You're in a dark little corner looking at a screen, and they try to keep you on your toes by every once in a while sending a dummy box through with a freaking fork in it or something. And if you don't catch it, it means all 4 of you guys are sleeping. And what I imagine with the shuttle runs right here is that there better be a team of 12 people with a giant siren going off every once in a while to make sure that you're not falling asleep watching athletes forever go down and back and down and back and down. And did they cross the line? I don't know. Someone's gonna eat that fork somewhere. YOLO. If you were to put my money on it, I bet they don't review this workout. That's all. But what do I know?
It doesn't matter!
I figured out it's about a mile. A little bit less than a mile. 50 feet down and back by 50. It's 2,500 feet in and 2,500 feet out. 5,000 total feet. When you put it into meters, it's something like 1,530. And that's just under a mile in shuttle runs. So if you're a master's athlete, that's what you got going for you on the third test. You got bench presses in the middle. It's a down and back. I like those styles of workouts. I would really had thought that it'd be cooler if you bought in with the bench, you bought out with the bench, and then maybe you had 50 shuttle runs in the middle for a half mile. That still would have been kind of excessive, but at minimum, it's gonna piss a whole bunch of people off that they gotta run down and back for a mile. Patrick Vellner and Roman Krennikov held a minute 10, minute 15 split over the course of 10. I'm gonna guess that these athletes are going to be in the 120 to 130 range over the course of their 100 on average per 10, which when you break it down, it's 6 minutes in and 6 minutes out, maybe upwards of 7.5 or 8 minutes. So you're gonna be just shuttle running 12 to 16 minutes. And if you walk some, it's probably more like 18 minutes. And no, I don't think you can walk this, and maybe that's why they're doing it. But let's stop talking about this, let's talk about the bench press. If you are a 65-year-old man, you're gonna be doing 115 for 25 reps, and if you're a woman, 75 pounds right in the middle of this workout. You'll also be using a 12-foot rope, which is the same height of rope that I would bet that 20% of the people in the quarterfinals used, but who's measuring anyway? Last year in the semifinals, there was also a bench press, 60 of them, also in the 30-minute window. The same weights were used, but it's less than half of the repetitions. I remember seeing one of the 35 to 39-year-old men do this workout, and they completely smashed the bench press, unbroken on every single set. And this person was a rather good bench presser, but what I'm getting at here is I don't think that that's enough. It's kind of an inconvenience, and it's gonna make those 7 rope climbs on the second set feel a little bit more challenging, but if you're moving on to the semifinals, that bench press is a minor inconvenience. And the rope climbs aren't even legless. That would have made a big difference. And all of a sudden, the bench press meant something. But this workout would have been far cooler if it would have started with the bench and ended with the bench, or maybe you just go 50-10, 50-10, 50. Why 7, 25, and 7? I mean, it's already a 30-minute time cap. Here you go, being freaking scrutinous again. All right. Let's go to the first workout, where when you look at it, you gotta read for about an hour and a half. 3 rounds of this and this and this, immediately followed by 2 rounds of this and this and this, and then 1. All right, it's a 3-2-1. 3 rounds, 2 rounds, 1 round. 2 by 25-foot dumbbell walking lunge. Why is it written as 2 by 25? Why isn't it written as 50-foot dumbbell walking lunge? Somebody messed me up in the comment section the other day, where I made my fake workouts in relation to the CrossFit Open, not the NOpen workouts. I said how I hated the way that they started writing the workouts down in the descriptions, and then someone goes, "You did the same thing," and I go, "I used their graphics. I'm sorry, it'll never happen again." And it's always much more clear on the scorecard. So why don't you just make the scorecard look the exact same as the website? I kind of like this workout. It's got a 20-minute time cap. I don't see that being entirely necessary for a whole bunch of people. And again, if you were to put me in charge, I would have had more than 10 bar muscle ups. And the wicked part is that the muscle up number and the gymnastics repetitions don't change age group to age group, at least not from what I see here. So the 35 to 39-year-old divisions, Rich Froning does the same bar muscle up number as David Hippensteel. What a world to live in. They do get lighter dumbbells though. What do we got to workout number 2? Chest to wall handstand push-ups. The 55 plus masters division gets a 2-inch riser for the men and 24-inch box. The women get a 20-inch box. What does this look like? Oh, those are the box jumps. Okay, I thought they were doing handstand push-ups off of the box. So they both get the same height handstand push-up allotment. Go to the GHD sit-ups on this workout, and they have changed the verbiage back to the hips must be placed on or behind the seat pad, which of course we found out that they had changed for the team quarterfinal, so I wonder what's going on with that. They're back to their old ways. This barbell all of a sudden weighs different than that barbell. Holy. So that 20 kilogram barbell that I've got on the wall, it's good for 45 pounds when you're doing a workout like Fran. Put the 25s on and then you've got a 95-pound barbell. But
Believe me, this is so hypothetical.
when you're doing the 1 rep max clean on 2B in the age group quarterfinals this year, where every other workout, it counts as 45 pounds. Now it counts as 44 pounds. Your women's barbell, that 15 kilogram thing, 33 pounds. Holy crap, you can't just make up your freaking mind. I hate it. I hate it so much. You gotta do one or the other. Only because everyone's gonna forget and put the wrong scores in. I made a video about this last year where everyone's workout was invalid because they did this. It's like, hey, this bar weighs 1 pound less than you thought. All right, let's go to the next workout. Well, how do I feel about this workout? The 10-minute AMRAP. The 1 rep clean following it, 5 minutes to establish a 1 rep clean. So from 10 to 15, you gotta knock it out. I think it's gonna feel really weird. I think a lot of people will be power cleaning because your core is going to be all messed up. Your front rack's going to be all jacked up from the wall-facing handstand push-ups. So it'll be interesting. That is, if anybody can figure out how to input their weight the right way. I think it's kind of nuts that we see people like Willie Georges not being able to make the semifinals because 21 wall-facing handstand push-ups was too much for him potentially. And maybe the verbiage isn't that they were too much, but he was exposed. But you're going to give this number of wall-facing handstand push-ups in AMRAP fashion to be done round after round after round, with the transitions being you gotta wall walk into the wall, get yourself onto the GHD, get out of the GHD, and then trip and die on the box jumps. Box jumps? What do I think I am? Why 9 GHD sit-ups? I'm sure there's an answer. And then the best workout, the final workout. Why is it the best workout? Well, it's a workout that was written freaking 5-6 years ago. 27, 21, 15, 9, row calories and thrusters. 95 for the men and 65 for the women. There's your barbell. Don't you mean 94 for the men and 63 for the women? Got a 15-minute time cap. If I'm not mistaken, they did this one not too long ago as well. 2019? Not 2019, maybe it's 2020. No, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe it was 2018. I don't know where it is. Maybe I can find it after, but I swore they had done that workout already. But it's the first time that I've seen a workout that's going to make people die. Maybe that's not entirely necessary, but I think it should have been tested at some point for the individuals and the teams. But there it is. The masters get it. Lucky you, right? This is the last workout that I would ever want to see come up, which makes it maybe the best workout to come up, but what do I know? My takeaways are, you're running a mile in shuttle run fashion, and that sucks. The bench press, maybe it's too light, maybe there's not enough reps. Why are the rep schemes so weird where it's 725 and 7? I can't get over the way that the workouts are being written on .com now for everyone to look at. That's confusing in and of itself, but I do like the first workout quite a bit. I do think that there also should have been more gymnastics work for the younger age groups, maybe heavier dumbbells, give them 70s, and keep the gymnastics work the same. I don't know the intention of the workout. Nobody does.
It doesn't matter!
The second one, I think that everyone's going to be having a hell of a time with that clean after doing this work in 10 minutes where they're basically going to be having a transition fest. How quick can you get into the GHD? Did you give out on handstand push-ups? Because you maybe have to do, 36, 42, 48 of them. How many rounds are you getting? Watch your shins. And then for the second time this season, we have the best workout of the entire competition, having been written by Dave Castro. Andrew Hiller, out.